What's a story where the bad guys are 100% right? Peter Pan. The pirates are just grown-up lost boys that he brought to Neverland. They just want to leave and return to their lives.
Also, if you read the book, he's been kidnapping Wendy's female ancestors for hundreds, maybe thousands of years. Every time the laundry and dirty dishes stack up too high, he goes to Earth and finds a Wendy to come clean up for him, so he never, ever has to clean up for himself. At the end of the novel, he makes a deal with Wendy's parents that she can come to Neverland to take care of him for a few weeks every year. And when she gets too old, he takes her daughter, and then her daughter, and then her daughter. The Wendys never get to go on any of the adventures, of course, just stay back at headquarters and cook and clean for a team of disgusting and poorly behaved boys.
Katherine Heigl's character in Knocked Up. When I watched it as a teenager, I thought she was a frigid bitch who needed to lighten up and let Seth Rogen's character have fun. Now, as an adult in my 30s, I'm like, wow, that dude did not have his shit together. I get why she was stressed out. Every single Donald Duck cartoon dude usually just wants to chill out without being bothered, and there's always someone bothering him, and then he gets blamed for standing up for his own needs. The older I get, the more I empathize with Donald Duck. The hyenas in The Lion King. They've been exiled to starve in the elephant graveyard by Mufasa for no apparent reason, except the lions don't like them. When the hyenas do their song about taking over, all they sing about is how they have food. Sharpay and Ryan from High School Musical. Troy and Gabriella didn't respect people's time, efforts, or even each other. And Troy folded the moment he was alone with his friends. They showed up late all the time. Sharpay and Ryan were just kids who knew what they wanted and worked their ass off for it since birth practically. Continuum is a sci-fi show where criminals travel back in time from the near future to try and change history. Together with them, the protagonist is trapped in the past and must try to prevent them from changing anything. Except that the future they're trying to change is one in which society is ruled by a corporate congress, human rights are barely considered, and things are pretty shitty. Right from the start, you want the bad guys to win. The bad guys in Bravely Default try to stop the four protagonists from completing their goal pretty much from the start of the game. At around 2/3 to 3/4 into the game, it turns out that they were trying to stop them, because the protagonists had been tricked by an ally into actually doing the bad thing. So not only were the bad guys trying to actually save the world, the protagonists were actually the ones that almost ended the world in the first place. Far Cry 4, Pagan Min was actually the good guy the entire time. Granted, he was an awful person, but best of a bad situation sort of thing. The two leader of the Golden Path, whichever one you side with, ends up turning on you after you deal Pagan. Whether they're forcing children and women to be slaves or soldiers or just straight executing them, that's what the freedom fight comes to. AJ, the character you play as, is probably the only good person throughout the whole game, and you get the choice to become leader of Golden Path by killing either Sable or the chick, I forget her name. But anyways, Pagan was honest to AJ the whole time. If you wait like he tells you at the start of the game, he comes back and you spread the ashes like your mother wanted you to. That's the proper ending of the game, and it takes 15 minutes. You avoid the civil war and being abducted entirely. I never kill Pagan now, because even though he had Mohan killed, he had AJ's best interest at heart. Ruthless leader, but he's better than actual terrorists. They flip this around in Mistborn. In Mistborn, there's like a Darth Vader-style supervillain ruling the world in a cruel manner. The first book is the good guys fighting him and killing him. Then the next two books are them realizing that there was this magical evil force that the bad guy had defeated a long time before the events of the book and had been actively preventing from returning. When the good guys killed the bad guy, they freed the evil force and things got a whole lot worse than they had been. As the series progresses, the original bad guy is never really redeemed. He was a vicious and cruel ruler, but they realize what he had achieved in defeating the evil force, as well as preparing supplies and other things to help fight the evil force if it ever got released again. Sid from Toy Story. How the hell was he supposed to know that toys are secretly alive and can feel things? They toys never told him this or gave any indication that he was doing anything wrong, and the moment he becomes aware of it, he's horrified by it, and presumably never hurts a toy again. What's more, He's not purely destructive. His destruction is creative. He performs play surgeries on the toys and rebuilds them once he's torn them apart. I understand how it might seem macabre, but this kid might have ended up being a mechanic or surgeon someday if the toys hadn't scarred him for life.